Yo, 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 welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl, Brittany Summer, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Yes, we're doing Sisters, Season 6, Episode 13, a recap. And yeah, it's getting juicy, y'all, and Karen's still lying her ass off. So let's get into that, right? Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, all that good stuff. To my subscribers, thank you so much. To my new visitors, please subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, let's get into this recap, y'all. So the episode starts off with Bio and Sabrina talking about how Bio wants all his coins back. He wants every penny that he gave to Sabrina because she won't marry him. So Bio goes on to tell Sabrina that his mother's going to be so disappointed. They got to return the goat and like all that crazy stuff, and it ended up being a joke. He was just trying to get Sabrina upset, and he was basically saying the fact that Sabrina will believe all that nonsense shows what kind of person she is. But seriously, Bio, what the hell you thought she was gonna think? Like, you are dead standing with 10 toes on the shit that you saying. So of course anybody will believe you because they don't know you, kid. Like, she doesn't know you. So yes, she's gonna believe what you're saying. But I'm just happy that Sabrina don't have to pay his ass back or get married to him in the first place. So that's good on that. Like, okay, it's a joke, get out of my house. But Bao did mention that he don't dislike Maurice because he's gay. He just don't like him because he just don't like him. I guess the way Maurice act, whatever the case may be, he just don't like him. So he made it clear to Sabrina that him being gay is not the reason why he don't like him. So, and make sure they show up in court so he get his bread back. Period. So, hey, at least they solved that, and let's move on, right? So then after that, it goes to Karen's apartment. There is Andy standing outside her door waiting for Danny and Sabrina. Danny shows up first and asks Andy, like, why are you standing outside her door? And Andy gives off this, like, just waiting for you guys type vibe. And Danny says, like, are you scared? Are you scared of her? Are you scared to go inside? Like, what you doing out here? So they end up like drinking little alcohol shots that was in Danny's bag, and Andy told Danny what happened at the law firm with Aaron. As they're talking, Sabrina walks up, then homegirl opened the door. Karen opened the door and was like, why are you guys standing out here and come inside? Right? They get inside, they sit down, ask if she's okay, like what's going on. And she's like, Karen's like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm more calm. I spoke to my doctor, and I'm supposed to go in, and they're gonna tell me why my emotions been high. Your emotions been high because you don't have the nigga that you want. Your nigga has moved on. That's why your emotions is really high. And then you have this next dude, freedom to be your lover, but you don't want him. You want the guy to have a wife. That's why your emotions so high, honey. So basically they discussed that, and they're trying to figure out, like, hey, who's really the father though? And Karen's like, hey, it's Zach. Danny, Sabrina, the results came back. It is Zach. Andy knows. Andy seen the results, and Andy looks like, oh, those results look kind of fucking fake, but yeah, I seen them. I see him. Yeah, I did. But Aaron also said that he's the father, and they're trying to figure out, like, how did Aaron say that he's the father? Why would he come up with that conclusion? Maybe somebody at the doctor's office. However, Karen says she's gonna call Aaron over so she could break it down to him and tell his ass that he is not the pappy. So after that, that's when Karen goes and say, like, all her emotions is like this because, the baby and Zach, playing her. And all of them looked at her like, son, he's not playing you, bro. Like, okay, he ran to you and hugged you because he thought you was dead, bro. Like, That's it. He loves you as a friend. He loves you. He has love for you, but he's not in love with you. He has moved on. Like, it is clear this man moved on. Why you don't see it? We don't know why you don't see it. Like, you're bugging out. And Danny had to break it down to her, like, son, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit with you. Like, it is what it is. He has moved on. So please stop. And she's like, whatever, you guys, whatever. Like, well, I know what I know. You don't know shit, honey. You're delusional. That's what you are. But Danny changed the subject to Andy going on a blind date because she's on a dating site. And Danny's like, yeah, so what's that about, Andy? And she's like, yeah, I'm on a dating site and I have a date tonight and I'm gonna go after this. And then Danny and Sabrina decide to tag along to keep her safe, to make sure nothing happens, nothing goes wrong with the stranger she's about to meet. So that ends that scene right there. They all get up and leave. One thing for sure, I'm so happy that Danny kept it real with Sabrina. Number two, I'm happy that Andy told them that Aaron's seen the results. You know what I mean? I'm happy she told them that. But she's really not giving the whole details about the results that she's seen, because she knows something is shady about those documents. She knows something is shady. So let's see how that's gonna go. And I'm waiting for Tima to tell Zach about the results also. Oh, and I forgot to mention that Danny finally admits that her and Preston is dating. Preston is still basically somewhere at her house, drugged up because he smoked weed. So Danny don't know if he came down from that weed yet. So, girl, go check on your man. And I'm happy they're together. I really want to see where their relationship goes. I really hope they get like a nice relationship. Like, no more drama. Just smooth sailing. Get to know each other and love on each other. And I really think that because Preston and Zach are cool, Danny and Fatima might become cool because they might go on double dates or whatnot. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hyped. That's just a prediction that I feel like should happen. So I see it. That's why I always feel like at the end of the day, everybody's going to be cool with Fatima except Karen, because, she's a hater. So this scene right here, I'm not going to lie, I was mad excited to see. Like, I wanted this to happen so bad because Q is like the worst person ever. So the next scene, the prosecutor that basically was prosecuting Maurice and Sabrina, basically saying that they were the ones who robbed the bank with Q, basically told Q to come down to the police station and talk about the case. So when Q finally gets there, he goes sit down in the interrogation room with the prosecutor and I guess the prosecutor's boss. And the boss was basically saying like, yo, you lied to me in my face. Sabrina and Maurice had nothing to do with this robbery. The two people that you really did do the robbery with is testifying against you. So they made a deal. You're a liar and you're going to jail. And that scene right there, I was happy as hell. Because Q still to this day, he would not admit like he was lying. Like he was like, oh, the guy was like, yo, Maurice came in here trying to say that you and him had everything to do with the robbery except Sabrina. And he was just trying to protect Sabrina. And Q was going to be like, oh, you sure she didn't threaten him? It's like, can you stop, Q? Give it up. The jig is up, Q. Like, get him out of here. Take him to his cell, bro. He deserves. All well deserved. So that was the best part in this episode to me because finally he gets what he deserves. He's such an asshole. So now the prosecutor has to drop the charges from Maurice and Sabrina right away, so I'm happy about that. Maybe that's what we see in a trailer of the season when Andy was telling Sabrina, like, hey, we need to celebrate. Maybe this is what they have to celebrate. They'll drop in the charges against her. Go, Sabrina, go. Go, Sabrina, go, Sabrina, go. Sabrina is winning in these episodes so far. Like, she don't have to marry the African prince. She got bailed out of jail. Now they dropping the charges, girl. And I think you found a new man. Go ahead, girl. We see you. And here's everybody's favorite couple, Zach and Fatima. They're in the car driving to go see his son, and they're basically telling each other both of them need to calm the hell down because they both hot heads. Zach tells Fatima, make sure you don't go in your purse because nobody has time. And Fatima tells him, like, you need to relax, breathe, whatever happens, take your time, everything's going to be okay. On the car ride, they also talked about what Fatima is doing to Aiden, basically getting a girl to basically get him to marry her. Hey, Fatima to set out for that to happen, is this Aiden is such a that type of guy that clearly any woman could come and swoop his ass off his feet, and there he goes get married. Fatima kind of feel bad about it, but Zach is like, he gets everything what he deserves, and hey, now he's off our hands. He's not bothering us no more. Let him do his thing over there. Just let it go. And Fatima agreed. She was like, yeah, I'm gonna let it go, which I agree too. Girl, act like you don't know that girl. Act like you don't know what happened. You don't know how she came into his life. Just treat him as a coworker. Treat him as an enemy. Whatever. Just get him out of your mind, because if this come out that you had anything to do with it, I don't know how the hell Aiden is going to react. That is going to be crazy. Now we're at the restaurant where Andy, Sabrina, and Danny is meeting up for Andy's blind date. She showed them a picture of him, and they're like, oh my God, he's fine as fuck. And he's a ex-football player. That means he got coins. And, everybody's like, okay, girl, do your thing. We're going to be here. Andy's like, yeah, hurry up before, I go over there because he's fine as hell and he's rich. Girl, you always getting the good men. And, yeah, Danny and Sabrina goes to the bar. So then Andy goes to her date, and he prefers a hug. Andy was trying to give him a handshake. So they hugged, sat down, and he was like, you're so beautiful. You look just like your profile picture. And she was like, okay, you didn't think I would. And he was like, some people be catfishing. Some people be catfishing people. So, and yeah, he was like, you look beautiful. And she's like, okay. And she said that this is her first time on the dating app, and this is her first date. He said it's his second. The first date was kind of crazy, and his homeboys dragged him out to go on another one, right? I'm not sure if we catch his name. I'm not sure if they said his name because I don't remember it. Y'all comment below if he said his name. But they end up talking. It actually seems like they are hitting it off. It looks like they get along really well, and their conversation is flowing. Andy is smiling, and blushing. So let's see where this goes. I'm kind of excited for her. I kind of want to see how that guy really is. Hopefully he's not a fucking weirdo. Yeah. So then after that, it goes to the bar with Sabrina and Danny. And Danny, crazy ass, stalker ass co-worker, walks up and basically was like, hey, you showed up for me. And Danny had to set him straight and say, no, kid. I came in for my homegirl. She's on a date. And there she is over there. And it seems like his homeboy is on the date with Andy as well. So there's two homeboys waiting for their homeboy, two homegirls waiting for their homegirl. So it's kind of cute in a way that, they're all coupled up. Danny and Sabrina has a conversation with the friends, trying to see if they marry, what's their status, what they doing there and stuff. They end up finding out that they're there because their homeboy is on a date. And they was like, hey, do y'all want to leave here, go somewhere quiet? Danny and Sabrina was like, nah, we're here for our girl. We're not leaving her. And they decide to all get a table next to Andy and homeboy. So, yeah. I am really liking the vibe that those guys are bringing to them. They really seem mature. You know, they have careers set. They look like they could take care of somebody. They not no players. So let's see what happens with Sabrina and that guy. Danny, you have a man, so you shouldn't even be in that situation. We all are still waiting for Danny to go home and figure out what's going on with her man. Like, when she gonna go home and figure out what's going on with her man? So I'm not gonna lie, the next scene irritated my soul. Karen, and Aaron. Oh my god. So Karen invites Aaron over so she could tell him lies, basically. Lies and lies, lies. The lies, the lies, the lies. She told him so many lies. And he just took it all, didn't question nothing about it. He said that he saw the test and he thought he was the father. And she was like, no, you're not the father. Zach is the father. And he was like, well, I guess you got what you wanted from the long time. Like, you wanted him to be the father in the first place, right? And she's like, Aaron, don't do this. And he goes, I love you, and I told you I would be there for you, even though if this baby it wasn't mine or not. And she don't want that anyways, because she wants Zach. So Aaron finally was just like, okay, where does this lead us? And she's like, we could be friends, and I'm gonna call you when I want to, basically. And Aaron just looked like a fucking sad ass puppy, just distraught and have no balls. And he's like, oh, okay, I just call me when you need anything. Like, son, that part just so fucking irritating. Like, so Aaron tried to kiss her, and she blocked his kiss and was like, bye, Aaron. If I was Aaron, I'll block her number, bro. I'll block her number and move on, child. Like, I would just move the fuck on. She is no good. No good. Feeding for a guy that don't want you, honey. He doesn't want you, kid. Give it up. I want to see how long her lies are going to take on. Like, how many episodes? How many episodes is this lie going to take to spill the tea and the truth come out? Set her free with the truth, Lord. So finally, Zach and Fatima reach at his baby mother's house, and the next door neighbor is outside, basically the neighborhood watch, because she just knows everybody's business, clearly. And she's telling him, like, yeah, the kid is home, and he got some guy up there named, like, Big Bones or some shit like that. And yeah, she basically just goes in their business, like, oh, who are you to the child? And Zach was like, I'm the father. And she was like, all right, so who are you so she was like, who are you to Fatima? And Fatima was like, Zach was like, she's my wife. This lady gonna be like, oh, I don't know how you do it, this baby mama drama. Like, lady, go sit down. Thank you for your help, we appreciate it. Go sit down. The lady says she's going to call DCF, and they're supposed to be coming out and checking out the house later on tomorrow, whatever the case may be. As they're talking, you hear Zach's son scream out loud. Zach and Fatima runs to the door. Zach bangs on the door. This big ass nigga just opened the door. Like, yo, what the fuck you want? Like, why are you answering the door like that? Like, how are you that upset? What are you mad for? He opens the door so aggressively, and Zach was like, yo, what's going on, bro? Like, I'm his father. This man gonna tell Zach, oh, get the fuck away from here, or some shit like that. So Fatima was like, oh, babe, let's go. The homeboy was like, oh, yeah, listen to that fine ass lady behind you. Like, man, this is just too much. And they walk away, but when the guy closes the door, Zach's son screams again. Zach just bust open that door and started fucking that guy up. But the thing is, that guy was eating all the hits, son. Like, it felt like Zach wasn't even hitting him. You didn't see no distress in that guy's face when Zach was hitting him. He was not worried. It was like he was eating them. He was eating those, like, every hit, like, next. I didn't feel that one next. Like, so yeah, that's how the episode ended. Child, you know they're gonna call the police. You know they're gonna call the police, child. That lady gonna call the police. My thing is like, what is this for Zach to do? Like, at this point, he should have custody of that child, period, because the mother is not fit at all. Who's this guy in this house? It's not even the same guy from last time. Like, you're doing a lot. So the son can't even speak. So at this point, I really hope Zach could get custody of his son. Hey, it is needed. It's needed, period. So you guys, that was my recap of Sisters, Season 6, Episode 13. Thank you guys for listening. I really appreciate it. Please, you guys, like, comment, and subscribe. Yeah, I'll see y'all for the next episode. Peace.